be real interesting because I wrote something down the other day that I actually would like to be on a TED Talk. I had a thought the other day that if I am able to put my words together the way that I know that I can, maybe I could be on TED Talk. Let me find what I wrote because it's really fucking dope. Basically it was about learning. I think I might have two things actually. So what I'm going to do is actually read the second favorite lesson that I wrote down because I don't know where I put the first one, honestly. Maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't. And maybe you'll get two lessons or maybe you'll just get one. My name is Sage. One day I hope to be the disgusting master sage. By sage, I mean this. A wise woman. I believe that life lessons really make your character uniquely crafted to your soul mission or the purpose of your creation or walking this earth. I truly and honestly believe that. So if you have a lot of experiences, maybe you're a sage. Or maybe I'm a sage. We'll just see how this works out. So, just looking at my baby. Okay. The lesson is this. I really wish I could find the other one. So, basically, I became a sage because, this is the lesson. I became a sage because, verbatim now, I followed my crazy and I found it. You know, the crazy is like the boogeyman that everybody runs from, doesn't want to talk to, don't want to sleep at night because of, don't want to have friends that actually have meaning in your life. And a bunch of other things. The crazy is normally the wall. Might even say the veil. The crazy in all of us. So I became a sage, and if you want to become a sage, which is a wise woman, you should confront your crazy. I think I wrote down how I did it. Let me read this. Confronting yourself is confronting your crazy. A lot of times, to be successful, which a lot of people want to be, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have got to stop lying to your fucking self. You have to be real in order to create. Period. There's no other way to do it. You can't be anything until you confront yourself. And I'll break it down really quick. Some people confront themselves by hanging with people that are like them. And that's how they become successful, even though they still might have characteristics that make you question that crazy factor. So some people confront themselves by hanging out with people that are just like them, so that therefore you're seeing them, and that's a way of confronting it. Some people, self-made millionaires, entrepreneurs, self-starters, and hopefully who I'm speaking with, have the good notion that you have to clean out your mental Rolodex in order to make room for successful habits. Now, I'm not telling you how to do that. If you want to just put your fist through it and just say, I'm throwing out this stuff and I'm bringing in this stuff, that's fine. If you want to do it like what I'm saying, I have practiced this over years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Small changes make lasting effects because you're moving with the rhythm of nature. Nothing in nature grows like that. It's very slow. And it stays. So that's why I like the method that I choose to do, which is slow growth makes lasting change. I became a wise woman by confronting my crazy. I felt like a wise woman before I confronted my crazy. But once I confronted my crazy, I was able to organize it into what could be a business. What you're afraid of, in my words, in my opinion, is the abyss. The abyss is a term used to describe where the bottom of the ocean is that no man can realistically go into. They've gone there with machines and things, but there is a level of the ocean that is just too deep for any human being to go into. The abyss could also be used to describe the subconscious mind and the unknown in most normal people's lives. Society doesn't require you to confront your crazy, which is why you become a special ass person when you do it. And I salute those that choose to do that very much. So hopefully this talk is for us high performers that choose to do things we don't necessarily have to do, but it just looks good. That's what I'm made for. It's luxury. So, in my words, in my opinion, and in my amalgamation, the abyss is actually a block. What I will call, in my words, my terms, my amalgamation, a cloak for some bullshit. Calling that shit crazy, not allowing it to come to the surface, and acting like it's a big deal and a big goddamn problem is a cloak for some bullshit. I don't even have to read this. Let me tell you. That's the smallest goddamn thing you can do. Anything else is unacceptable. So, the abyss or the unknown, like a black cloak, covers the head, and you pull it off and realize you're standing in a room. That's what it's like. Having a black bag over your head as if you were abducted or something. Black bag over your head. You feel terrified. You don't know where you are. You feel like you're fighting for your life. Only to pull the bag off and see, okay, I'm in a room like any other room. I'm somewhere familiar, actually. Everything that you want in your life is on the other side of a bag. Let that marinate in your spirit. Everything that you want is on the other side of that bag on your head. Yet, everything that you know is inside of the bag that's on your head. You have your head down, you're passed out with a bag over your head. You have your head down, you're passed out with a bag over your head. Scary. Your mind is fogged over inside of a dream. You're asleep within a sleep, within a sleep, within a sleep. Now, how would you get out of that situation? Ask capitolSAGE. I really hope that helped you. I truly enjoy sharing. I just am naturally inclined to do such. Let your light be your motivation. So, I'll see if I can find the other lesson that I was looking for actually. Give me a second. Check out my baby. Alright, she good. So, like I said, I would love to do a TED Talk. Well, I was showing off yesterday. I gotta find what I wrote. It's very, 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 like, it was dope. So I'll read this because it'll tell you a little bit more about me to edify myself. This is my campaign. I wrote a program before I went into the Matrix. I decided to go fully into everything I was attracted to before I went to sleep. I decided to go fully into everything I was attracted to before I went to sleep. My true desires made a path for themselves through the law of attraction. By me remaining open to the possibilities. As life sets in, you can become more tired from life's trials and tribulations. If you spend the formulative and energetic and powerful years of your life in a senseless circle, you lower your chances of living a good life later because your energy levels naturally become lower over time. I suggest you work in a line. Imagine a comet shooting across the night sky. If you don't like a friend, break up. If you don't like a place, leave. It's good for you. It's good for your intuition. If you don't want a job, quit. Trust me, you have the energy. What will happen along the way is that growth will simply and purely terrify you. You will have to observe your bones growing and stretching. It's a natural phenomenon. What I will do during this time we spend together is explain to you what to do to stay focused and endure. Because, like a tree, you started at the same level as the grass, and it only gets better from there. Even if you get chopped down, remember that grass gets cut every week or two. Come on. Like that. You know? Okay. Found it. I bet you this gonna be cold. I just wrote it yesterday. Looking at my baby. Just checking out my baby. So, when it comes to learning, there's a gap in most learning environments. There is a common problem. When I say learning environment, I mean school, etc. When it comes to learning, there's a gap in most learning environments. There's a common problem that perplexes a lot of people. The question is, why can't you see where I'm coming from? Why don't you see my point of view? Why doesn't my point of view stick out as very much sensible? It makes sense to me. Why don't you see where I'm coming from? The question, I have to explain something to you. Sometimes people communicate in plain English, straightforward people. Some people communicate in the way that is popular. So they rely on the numbers of the population, variables, denominators, and equations. Some people do things the popular way. Some people do things the straightforward way. For two examples. So I might explain something to you in plain English and you still may not see where I'm coming from, which would, normally frustrate a person. I may explain it to you in the way that most people would explain it, or the popular way, and you still might not get it. Now, in a learning environment, I know why this happens now. Here's an example. Sometimes, some time ago, I moved from a very exciting place to a very calm place. I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. People were making lots of hints at me that I was going about it the wrong way, that I was doing too much, I was a little too loud, a little bit too dramatic, a little bit too turned. for the West Coast. People were making lots of hints that I could basically calm down, but they wouldn't say it, right? They were just making several hints that I was a little loud. I went through the ringer of options in my life to adjust to the new environment that I lived in. I tried to hang around the majority group. I evaluated my family values. I tried witchcraft. I tried different social clubs. And after a couple of years of trying to change me, people began to accept that this is just how she is and this is her personality. People began to just say that I was just that way. I was just a little aggressive, I was a little loud, and I was a little soft. And what I found out is that I needed lotion. I just needed some lotion. The East Coast is moist and humid. The West Coast is dry and arid, which no one could say, especially not the white people that were the majority group. I don't think lotion is very much a white people thing. The reason that no one could just say what it was is because God seems to hide answers in a way that no one can give them to you. You have to earn them. Isn't that interesting? I'll say it again in plain English. Basically, I'm a pretty cool person, so I get along pretty well, even if I go someplace that I don't necessarily fit in. So people were trying to help me to see their point of view so that I could stop standing out so much. And it took a really long time for me to get with the program. And the program really was that I was drying out and my body was not used to that, period. It was no big superstitious thing. It was no like social group popularity, socialite. You got to fit in and make some money. Bomb, bomb, bomb. It was none of that. I was ashy. I needed more lotion than I used to use. I think that was cold. Like, that's what it is in a learning environment when you really want to share ideas. Because if you just realize that it just takes work and not a magic potion, right? It's sage. I really hope that this is a good video. I know that I look like a baby right now. I know that. Still in love with my baby. But yeah, I think this will be the end of the video. Shit, call me 470-804-8110. 470-804-8110. And it's Sage. Appreciate the good times. I'm